And we back. Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Watch Your Mouth Reviews. This is your boy James, where I am here to give my honest review while trying to watch my mouth. It's not going to happen in this video, but joining me as always is my co-host, Mrs. Best. Y'all say what's up to her.
Thank you for having me. I'll be on camera shortly. Like, share, subscribe, and happy hump day.
Yes, and while you're subscribing to me, go ahead and subscribe to Mrs. Best as well. Any recaps or reviews I don't cover on my channel, it's because we cover it over on her channel. We have actually Love and Hip Hop Miami, which is premiering on Mrs. Best channel tonight. Y'all do not want to miss it. We'll be right after this live. And then also we have Wife Swap, Real Housewives of Atlanta, Housewives Edition, and also Married at First Sight, which is also a brand new show that she is covering on her channel that I am thoroughly enjoying, by the way. So, and then also we will have Surviving Mormonism on Mrs. Best channel as well. So if you guys are interested or at least want to get our opinions on those shows, you'll definitely subscribe to her and then let her know James sent you. Hey, Kevin Reynolds, thank you for being here today. We appreciate you, y'all. This episode of Real Housewives Salt Lake City, I must say, they are bringing it. Like Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, when you compare season 2 and season 3, they have come a long way. Like a season 4, season 5, and now this season 6, they are bringing the drama. Like, I can't even front. Like, they really are. And it's crazy. Like, it's things you don't even think of. Like, it's just so crazy. So, the episode opens up with Bronwyn. Bronwyn decided she gonna sleep on the deck in one of the pool lounge chairs. And I'm looking at Bronwyn like, you really had to do all of that? Like, you mean to tell me none of them other girls could have switched room or switched with you to sleep with Brittany and you sleep in one of the other rooms? Like, you couldn't have asked Heather. Heather and Brittany get along. Why couldn't Heather go in the room with Brittany while you room with Whitney? Like, I don't understand how that happened. But the deck crew is cleaning up and everything. And one of the deck crews notices that Bronwyn was waking up. So one of the ladies went to attend to her and they say, well, can we get you? She said, honestly, she said some water and a Dr. Pepper. She go, I know that's weird, but I need that. To be honest, I really consider skipping Emily's episode of Wife Swap. No, don't skip it. Don't skip it, Kevin Reynolds, at all. That was a very good episode. And it actually said a lot without saying a lot. I don't know who Emily is. I don't watch Real Housewives of Orange County. I don't know how problematic she is or how sweet she is, but I will say her episode was actually more eye-opening than I thought it was going to be. So please don't skip that episode. Ain't no way I will sleep outside on a luxury lot. Make it make sense. I think the hell not. That's what I'm saying. And then it rained too. Like Bronwyn said at one point, it rained at like 3 o'clock in the morning. I said, are you out your mind? If you really think I was gonna sleep outside, like I don't care what me and Brittany going through. Somebody would have to switch rooms. Like Mrs. Best, do you think we're overreacting, or would you have told one of them ladies, y'all better switch with Brittany, or you would have slept in a room with Brittany?
I wouldn't have been roomed with Brittany in the first place. I would have nipped that shit in the bud right then and there, personally. But it's a yacht. You're outside. I wouldn't have had a problem sleeping outside. But if I got a beef with somebody, I'm not going to let them run me out of a room. I'm a Gemini. I'm prideful. So though I would not have an issue sleeping outside, bitch, I'm going to sleep right next to you. And I'm going to eat every cheese I could find to just be gassing it up all night, bitch. Run your ass right up out that room.
Miss Best real petty. She like, I don't give a fuck. I'm real petty. I'm getting you up out this room because it ain't gonna be me.
One way or the
other. No, Heather would have got her big burly ass up out her room and would have switched with me. That's what would ended up happening. It wouldn't have. Trust me, because if you think about it, Heather could have roomed with Brittany, and Whitney could have roomed with Bronwyn, and that could have been an easy fix. But no, I'm sorry.
Bronwyn cracked though, which I don't like about this cast. So they're doing everything they can to try and get her to lose her shit in a way that will provide views, but it's not.
Which it worked, which we'll talk about in just a second. It did work, but I feel like Bronwyn, I need her to get out her emotion bags and get into her read bag, and I'll explain that in a little bit later. So we didn't have Heather and Whitney. They're waking up. And Whitney was big up in Heather, talking about you did it, you was the big dog, like you got her together. And Heather's coming from a standpoint like she's our good friend, but I need her to be accountable. She knows she be doing this shit. I don't know why she's sitting up there acting like she's mom's the word when she need to be opening up that mouth and saying, I did it, I did it. And I'm looking at Heather like, Heather, that's asking too much and that's doing too much because you know goddamn well that Lisa's not going to admit to digging up dirt and then putting it out there for everybody to see. You know she's not going to admit to this. So they show a flashback to Heather trying to reason with Lisa. Lisa like, you guys, you're not going to make me admit something I didn't do, and I can't believe you guys. I don't ever want to hear this again. And oh my goodness, you guys are just terrible. I would never do this. I worked so hard. I'm looking at Lisa like, girl, if you don't cut this shit out, ain't nobody said nothing. But if you did it, you did it. And then this episode actually makes me think that she did it even more when we get to where we're going to. But
just now thinking that.
Well, here's the thing. I questioned it. I did question it, but I didn't really because it's so random to throw that out there, and it's such a like even kill thing because I thought it was both her and Meredith. I really did. Like I thought because you know Meredith has everybody investigated, and if you think about a private investigator, that is something they're going to dig up. That's not something that, oh, it's one thing if you hear a rumor here and there about her and her husband or her and her family, yada, yada, yada. That's one thing. But to dig up old court cases, that's something of a private investigator would do. And we do know that in season 2, Meredith admitted that she had everybody investigated.
That's when she went to show. And a little bit of a simple way to think, just because Heather, or not Heather, but Lisa's been friends with Meredith, the person who's done that for the longest. Meredith's forever accused of stuff. Just because somebody do something once doesn't mean it's constantly them doing it. Lisa has proved that she's guilty in more ways than one. Nobody who's not guilty would be crying this fucking much. Let's start there. She, I don't know why anybody would even need to question or think about that. Like, when people show you who they are, believe them. You don't need 7 attorneys and all this extra stuff if you're not digging stuff up and leaking stuff to the press. So, to me,
no, I agree with that. I agree with you. No, that's why I said in the beginning, because I only can go based on what history shows, and Meredith had the same reaction then as she did now. That's why I said it just seems like this is something more that Meredith would do. But I do agree that Lisa is doing too much guilty like admissions that it just makes me feel like, oh yeah, you definitely had something to do with it. And plus, what Angie exposed about her, I feel like, oh yeah, you definitely are targeting Bronwyn for whatever reason. Kevin Reynolds says, I think it is Heather who leaked the information. I think she had a hand in it too. Has a hand in
it, but it's like low-key pointless to discuss just because at this point, Heather's a producer pet, even through her betraying the producers, and I don't see them ever letting go of her from the show. I want them to. And Heather's just as shady. That's why the whole time you're saying that, I'm thinking in my head, well, Heather, you're calling Lisa out because you think this way too, and it's real easy for you to connect the dots. But I think from the reality Von T situation, how Heather was kind of looped into that, she's not going to loop herself into this. But Heather lie about everything. So
she do.
Surprise me.
Yes, she absolutely does. And that's why I'm like, I can honestly think why people would think it would be Heather too. So the ladies go out on deck, and this is Angie's first time really interacting with the ladies on deck because she has been sick this entire time. Everyone's like, oh my God, you made it out. She goes, yes, I made it. I'm clear. I got a band. I'm good. And then they, and Lisa said, oh my gosh, she's risen from the dead. And everyone gets all quiet because it's now awkward because no one's really talking to Lisa right now because Lisa threw a whole hissy fit. So Heather says, I'm going to go check on breakfast. I'll be right back. And so all the rest of the ladies get up except for Brittany. So Brittany turns to Lisa and say, hey, are we good? Are we cool? And Lisa says, yeah, we're good. Like, I just, I don't want people accusing me of things I did not do. It's just plain and simple. I just don't want that to happen. And Brittany says, yeah, like the situation with me and Bronwyn and her throwing me under the bus. Now, as she's talking about Bronwyn, mentioning that Bronwyn threw on the bus and Bronwyn got all the information out of her just to spread it, Bronwyn's on the floor above them and she can hear everything that they're saying. And so even like when we pan the camera to Brown was like, I can hear you, Brittany. I can hear you. Like she didn't say it loud enough for Brittany could hear, but she said it where it was like, okay, Brittany, I got you. So Lisa says, yeah, my problem with Bronwyn is that, you know, she accused me of doing a whole bunch of malicious things. Like she asked me to meet with her daughter's grandparents and it's on text message. So they flash at the text message and it did not say, can you please meet with the grandparents so that Gwen can talk with it. It said specifically, hey, you know, I appreciate you reaching out to them. I did bring it by my daughter. She says if she can meet with them, good, and we appreciate you going the full length. She did not say, hey, I really want you to link us up or anything like that. Lisa's putting it on way too thick. So I don't know what other proof she has, but by them text messages, that didn't prove a damn thing to me. So Bronwyn is hearing all this and just taking note. And I'm like, Lisa, that's finna get your ass. I don't know why you keep doing this to yourself. So, Mrs. Best, I have a question for you. Do you think that Lisa's receipt, that text message that they show, if that's the only thing that she has, validated that Bronwyn told her to reach out to the grandparents to meet with her daughter?
Lisa's receipts are never receipts because they don't prove anything. They never prove anything to me.
Yeah.
Even if Bronwyn did say that, it doesn't. What's your point? What does that prove?
Right. Absolutely. That's how I feel too. I'm like, okay, well, that's not something you should gloat about, nor is it something, even if it were true, that you should just be spreading information because you're making yourself look guilty. This is stage number one. So Mary and Angie go out to Bronwyn, and when they were talking to Bronwyn told them, I slept out here the whole time because I didn't want to room with Brittany, but let's not talk too loud. Actually, let's move because they can hear us. I just overheard a conversation between Brittany and Lisa, and it was everything. And Mary and Angie are like shocked. They're like, wait, what? What? They were talking about, she goes, yeah, they were talking about you. So, so they move on, and as she's talking, she's telling them what Lisa said about bringing up the grandparents thing. And, you know, she said she's tired. She thought Lisa and her had a truce, but obviously they didn't. And, you know, and she's telling the thing about Brittany. She goes, I didn't want to room with Brittany. Brittany is a hot mess. She has a unicorn with Jared and everything. Brown was just unleashing. So the ladies then meet for breakfast. Everyone shows up. And as they're all seated and everything, Bronwyn is pissed. You can see that she is fuming. Shani made it in. Hey, Shani, thank you for being here. We appreciate it. Y'all are early today. As soon as you started this live, I got 2 incoming customer calls back to back, and it's been a slow day. Oh, I'm sorry. I know, but you know what? I don't miss them days at all, Shani. I'm sorry. I don't. I do not miss getting them calls back to back. I used to hate doing that. Oof. Just gave me the heebie-jeebies. Oh, okay. Because you know, I used to complain to Mrs. Best all the time when I did calls. Ooh.
That's why I was just off camera. I had a call too. They gonna figure it out. Once 2 o'clock happens, leave me alone. Nothing's open.
So we then move on to you know, Brittany. She wants to address, you know, the whole situation with Bronwyn because Bronwyn is telling everybody. What'd you say, Kevin Reynolds? So Bronwyn mentions a truce with Lisa, yet spills Brittany's tea on Mad. They talk about the hypocrisy. The difference between Bronwyn and Lisa and Brittany and Bronwyn is Bronwyn and Lisa were actually friends before the show. So I think it's a tad bit different. Bronwyn doesn't know any loyalty to Brittany. And I think Bronwyn did that to get tea that she can spill because Brittany is that damn stupid and gullible. So I don't think it's the same. If I don't owe you any loyalty, I don't owe you a conversation. And I feel if you're being two-faced, I'm going to call it out for likes and giggles because I'm on a show that tells me to do so. It's a contract that they all have to sign. So I thought we would be beyond this. Now, in real life, when we're not on a TV show, you are absolutely correct. But in this reality of Bravo world, because it was going to get shown one way or another. So if they were to make that, if that edit were to make the final room cut and Bronwyn didn't say shit, then we would look at Bronwyn being two-faced either way. So I'm not giving her a pass, but I'm saying, like, let's say if that made the final room cut, would you have a different of opinion if Bronwyn kept her mouth shut? If we see it on national TV? I'm just saying. Like, I'm just saying, if we saw this on national TV, if that she made the final room cut, would you still have that same opinion of Bronwyn had she said nothing? I'm just saying, I'm asking. I'm not trying to give anyone grace. I thought so. Let's move on. So, moving forward, where was I at? I was talking about Bronwyn and Brittany. She said, "Oh yeah, we could have slept in a room together. I was totally fine." Bronwyn said, "No, we couldn't have because one, I didn't feel like hearing you and all this drama that we had, and then two, you were trying to bring men back to the room." Brittany said, "I would never bring men back to the room. That is not true." The producers cut to a scene, which we did see, but I guess they went into more detail where she's asking Captain Jason, like, hey, like, are you really the captain of this ship? And do you really run the whole thing? And, you know, you want to show me around and stuff. And Meredith and Bronwyn are watching her do this. And then what we learn is that Brittany actually did have the man in the room trying to fix the AC, which they did bring up in a tweet and then also made it on Watch What Happens Live that they were having AC issues on that ship. So, and I think Bronwyn even confirmed it as well. So it was kind of weird that, you know, that was, but she told Meredith, why are you even talking about me? Why are you even there? And Meredith's like, I don't know. I don't know why I'm engaging. It's, you know, it's funny to me. And Brittany's not having it. Y'all, Brittany running this. Brittany, like, I'm not having it. You say you don't like me, so you don't want to talk to me. So that's it. And then everyone's laughing at Brittany. Heather's trying to get control of the conversation and trying to get control of what's going on. Brittany lying. We all saw that door close. I'm just saying. I don't think you think he would do Mrs. Best. Not gonna ask you because I'm curious because I saw that too, but I was like, I don't think anything happened. Mrs. Best, do you think Brittany got some action on the ship? Oh, she might be on the call, y'all. She's still on the clock. So I'm gonna just yeah, she's still on the clock. Sorry. So but I don't know. I don't know if I don't think she got lucky. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think she got lucky. Hey DM Rocks, thank you for being here. A little off topic. My son just said some bullshit to me. He told me a woman should not be in the office as a governor. Oh, well, Shani, I don't know what to say to that because you don't strike me as male identified and you don't strike me as somebody that would not, you know, appropriate women that they can do anything they wanted to do. Women can be presidents, women can run countries, women can do it all. As a matter of fact, in the words of Eva from Deliver Us from Eva, if it wasn't for women, we would still be in caves carving with our non-opposable thumbs. So
I'm gonna just say this: men leading the country has not worked thus far. Men leading other countries has not worked thus far. If men don't want us in office, then do better, respectfully. I'd also like to remind all Black men that Black women are the most educated person in the U.S. Sincerely, an educated Black woman.
In more ways than just book smart, logic too.
Yeah. We also have a very emotional, men and women, psychology says, are equally emotional. We're just emotional and express it in different ways. The ways of which, if you look at science, that men express their emotions is much more dangerous as it relates to leadership than any woman could ever do. Because for the most part, our emotions lead and come from empathy compared to ego. Respectfully.
Well, you know what's funny is one of my friends, her son said this same thing. And he got the idea from YouTube. There was an ignorant YouTuber, I don't know who he is, that actually was saying, and a lot of them think like this. A lot of, you know, misogynistic men think like this. I had a mom who raised me solely and wasn't, never emotional. Actually, I thought my mom could be more emotional and softer, but she wasn't. She made every decision as if, let me put my emotions to the side and do this. And she raised a very well put together son. So by the example that you have at home, and if that's what he has at home, it has to be another outside influence, another man, because identifiably black men do listen to other black men more so than they listen to women. It is what it is. So maybe that's what it could be, Shannon. Maybe look through his YouTube history and see if there's anything that could answer that question for you.
Or let him live his life with those thoughts and see the quality of woman he gets with them.
That's
all
true
you
too.
can do is your best, but people can raise their kids a certain way. But eventually, once they're adults, they're going to develop and have their own thoughts on everything. And if those are his thoughts, then those are his thoughts, and he's entitled to it, just like the millions of other men who make their thoughts and choices based on misogyny. But the quality of women that they have, baby. Because the best of us are the ones that are, he's in his 30s. Yeah, it's probably the dating pool. There's a little pee in it. Give him a break. That's why I say he just stay vet the right one. But let him lead with those thoughts. He'll see.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to deal with that.
I agree. 100%. Did DM Rock said, did you see the trailer for Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? I did. It was a very big snooze fest. And I'm glad that show is not on my channel. It's on Mrs. Best.
Go to hell, James.
It is a little misogynistic, Kevin Reynolds. I agree with you. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's get back to so the conversation then ventures to where Angie was being messy. Now, DM Rocks, did you think Angie was being messy? I mean, not DM Rocks, Kevin Reynolds. Kevin Reynolds, did you think that Angie was being messy with all that? She said, Lisa told me when she pulled her hair by her mouth that Todd was over there making out with another woman or making out with one of her friends, and he was farting while he was doing it. And I was like, I was Mary. I said, I don't know what is more embarrassing. The fact that he made out with another woman or he did it while farting. Like, Mary had me hollering with that confessional. She said both are bad, but I'm just like, ugh. Like, what is song? Why is he farting? So Lisa said, I never said it was my friend. And it's like, Lisa. Lisa did deny she said it, but she said, and she came back with a little extra sauce on the details because I never said it was my friend. I said I heard from a very reliable source. I'm from New York, and New Yorkers like to talk. I don't know how true that is, but New Yorkers like to talk. And the girl who told me said that she know for a fact that Ty was making out with another woman. So Brahma gets pissed. So Brahma said, oh, so you did say that, Lisa, right? You did say it. It wasn't your friend, but you did say it. She goes, fuck you. You did to me. And she said, oh my God, Brahma. Like, I just, Angie, you're so messy for that. And Angie said, no. Be accountable. You always want to deflect. That's what you want to do. Come on, like, what are we talking about here? And she goes, and Brahma's like, I want people to leave me and my family alone. I want people to do that. Like, it's not that fucking hard. Like, leave me alone. Like, why do you keep doing this to me? And I'm looking at Brahman like, though I feel Brahman, that's not the reaction you should have had. That's not the reaction you should have had at all. This was your moment to start leaking shit. Whatever and then just do a tit for tat at this point. Or if you was gonna cuss Lisa out, get all up in that face and make her start crying like she did last night so she can lose her voice the entire trip. Because to me, I'm sorry, like, I'm not gonna be crying. I'm not gonna be doing all that. First off, we made a truce. And then here you go running your mouth again. And this is why we can't trust you. And then that right there led me to believe that Lisa probably is behind the information that leaked about Bronwyn, because it's like you confessed it there, so you like constantly are digging up shit on this lady. So, Mrs. Best, how'd you feel about Angie letting that out, and would you have had the same response as Bronwyn?
I don't like when the women bring up husbands or kids. Bring up the people who choose to participate in the show, not the people who don't. So that just annoys me in general. But Angie K, this is what she does. This is why, y'all, if you go back to when we first started recapping this show, I did not like Angie K work.
Me either.
Could not stand her. She's messy. And then when she does after the messes, well, I'm not a bad person. I'm a girl's girl. Anytime someone has to say they're not a bad person or that they're a girl's girl or that they're extremely loyal, they usually struggle with those things because if you don't, there's no need to talk about it. So Angie K may have redeemed herself a little bit as it relates to just her friendship with Mary. I like that. But outside of that, I still don't see it for her. I still feel like Angie K is extremely performative in a corny way that's obvious. I feel like most of what she says and does is because of cameras on screen. I don't feel like we'll ever get to know the real her. But she's messy. She's messy as hell. But then was it when Monica was there and they was at the table, the stuff was coming up about Angie K's debt and bankruptcies and all of that. She was so upset. But she's always doing other shit to other people. So I just ignore this Greek lady. Okay.
I feel the same. I ignore her too. I'd be like, because y'all know I couldn't stand her for the life of me. I kept saying on my channel, y'all should have kept Dana and left her alone. I don't know why y'all thought Angie K was going to be like the star of the show. And they put her center snowflake. It is annoying as hell. Shani said, can you really see Todd kissing anyone? Yes.
Here's the thing. If Flavor Flav can get 24 women to sign up and kiss on him, then trust and believe that Todd can find a woman to kiss on him. Money will afford you lots of things, including attention and kisses from bitches that normally would not pay it to you if you didn't have that money. So I wouldn't put it past them. I do feel like Bronwyn and Todd have probably had this issue, and the kiss could probably be from a while ago also, because Todd today, I don't see him kissing too many people. But it sounds like at one point in the relationship, Bronwyn and Todd dealt with issues of infidelity and loyalty. So they could be talking about a rumor from that point on. We have to remember Bronwyn's new to the show, but her marriage is not new. She's well into her adulthood. And it seems like all of the shit that's coming up about her is from the past. So I would also think that the stuff coming up about her husband is from the past too. But instead of worrying about what's going on with Todd, that's why I'm holding Angie K and Lisa accountable. Because Angie K, baby, I still don't know if your husband even swinging the way of what you got between your thighs. And then as it relates to Lisa, baby girl, your nigga don't want you. He's with you in the name of Jesus and the Church of Latter-day Saints. That's why he's with you. Not because of love and not because of loyalty. So this is what I mean by misery loves company. The two bitches with the most fucked up marriages and the one that can't find a man and looks like an inbred manatee both have the most to say about the person who does have a husband. And Todd may complain, but he gonna pay for Bronwyn and run that card. So, and I'm just saying, John will still be parallel parking somewhere.
The way you just read Heather for absolute filth.
No,
I see.
Don't do that, James. You always do that shit. Don't do that. I didn't read nobody for filth. I made an observation based upon what I see on television.
You can put sugar on shit all you want to. You just read that lady for absolute filth. This is why I love having her as my co-host, aside from her being my best friend. It's like she definitely got Heather all the way together, and I was living for it. But can I really see Todd kiss anyone? I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of ladies that love Santa Claus. That's all I'm going to say.
And you say I'm reading people.
I had to do it. Lisa be on that shit. You see that last season, how she says Sean like circle jerks. I believe that, by the way. Whatever the hell that means.
What is a circle jerk?
I think it's a porn site. Yeah, I think it's alleged. I'm gonna say allegedly. Yeah, I believe it's a porn site. I do.
Want to look.
Yeah, it's a porn site, I believe.
I'm curious. Yeah. Wow.
Angie K is 2 for 2 this season. A few episodes ago, when she spoke with Meredith into this episode, if Matt was a person, Angie K. See, this was messy. The shit with Meredith, I told you we're gonna agree to disagree with that one. This was messy. Absolutely, this because she didn't have to do that.
Is that what y'all disagreeing on? You don't think the stuff with Meredith was messy?
I don't.
What? James Jackson.
I don't.
Oh hell!
I don't.
You. That was messy, James. I was on a call with my client. That was messy. It was. I know it's Meredith, but it was still messy.
That's why I'm saying. That's why I didn't care, because I was all like, "No, she need to hear this."
We don't care for Meredith. That was messy. That was messy as hell.
Maybe.
And I don't care for Meredith, but
I think Bronwyn's response is playing chess towards making a case with a possible divorce. She could be, but she don't need one. She doesn't have a prenup. And we can see from his behavior how mean he is. She ain't got to do nothing. She doesn't have to make a case. I want a divorce. Pay me my half. We done. There's no prenup. That's why this man lets her go crazy with that black card. So yes, he ain't stupid. He know whatever she buy, he can just write it off now that she on TV. So it's okay. Start insulting her with her mediocre tequila again. She really have John come and pick her up and be ready to go home. Yeah. Lisa's just crazy. I agree. Never saw Francie Case in season 3. I told y'all. No, she wasn't. No, she was not. That season may have been boring, but that was the only reason why I watched it. It was because of her. Them 2-3 episodes I saw her in. Maybe that's what it is, Kevin Reynolds. I didn't watch the full season. I watched 1 or 2 episodes, and then I was done after that because I couldn't. Without Mary, it was really boring. It really was.
I mean, it was so boring. They had to talk about it. At the reunion, the show was discussed, but potentially up for being canceled. Season 3 almost killed this show.
Right, absolutely. She said, okay, can you see Todd doing some shit like that in public then? No. Whoever, if he has someone, it's definitely going to be in private. And I don't even think he would do it. I don't even think he would do that in this country. I think he would go somewhere else and do it personally, where shit can't get back here that quickly. Okay, all right. Of course. You didn't know that by now? I want to look also for that site. Yeah, I told you. Yeah.
But why? Like, why does one get in the circle and like?
It's not. No. That's the name of the site. It's not necessarily that. You just seeing like.
But that's what his message said. That's what it is. Why
okay, we're talking about 2 different things. I don't know about that, but I do know that there is. I don't know about all of that, but I do know that the website I looked at, because I tried to find him, the website I looked at, yeah, it was a lot of So yeah, maybe I like Angie this season a lot because she's so against Lisa. I don't. Okay, here's the thing. Because Lisa ain't shit, she's gonna get her just due. And I feel like I don't really care who does it because she doesn't care who she does it to. That's why I said when it came to the situation with Meredith, I didn't care because Lisa did all kind of grimy ass shit to Meredith. So that's why I didn't feel like I didn't really care, because at the end of the day, she gave it to a person who Lisa has done wrong in the friend group. So I kind of feel like for me, it would be different if it was Heather. Like if it was Heather, I probably would feel like, okay, Angie K, this is Mad Day. That's fucked up. But if it's Meredith, if it's someone we saw her do wrong to, I'm not going to be mad at that. I'm really not. I'm just not. It was Messy James. What episode with Angie K and Meredith were you watching? The same one you were. And I said, no, I didn't feel a way about it. Okay, never mind. Don't need to see that. I trust me, I was looking because I was so curious. I was like, because if you look at Sean, he looked like the type. That's why I said I had to see if he was on there. It was messy for her to say that, but I had to see if it was on. Episode 3 had the most episode of the entire. Are you meaning season 3, Kevin Reynolds, or you mean episode 3? I'm thinking he means in season 3, and they probably did. I only watched 3 episodes of season 3. But anyways, y'all, so Heather has organized for the ladies to go on the actual island and actually have some fun and, kind of get off the ship a little bit. Or the yacht. Sorry, the yacht. So it was funny as hell watching Mary trying to put that that wrap around or over her head and with that hat on. I said, Mary, it's okay. We know it's hot up in there, baby. You could have took that hat off. She didn't want y'all to see her sweating so much, but she ended up seeing it anyway because she couldn't get it over her head. That was funny. So once the ladies, get on to, the crew, some of the ladies, they go, what is that called? Snorkeling? What is that called? Where you go under the water and look at the, sea creatures below and everything. I don't know what that's called, y'all. Sorry.
Got it right.
Was it snorkeling?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't try. It's something I wouldn't do. So that's why but it was a pretty land and everything. Lisa and Mary sit aside and start talking. And Lisa was like, I'm just tired of being accused of everything. And I'm tired of people, I want people to have my back and everything. And she goes, I feel like Meredith really didn't have my back. And, we were arguing about that this morning. And, she really didn't have my back. And Mary just taking note to this. Meredith comes over. She goes, oh, Meredith, is that you? You here? Let's talk about this. She goes, I was telling Mary, I was really upset that you didn't have my back in there. And I said, Meredith, you better have my back. And Meredith said, Lisa, I always have your back, but I'm not going to agree with you when you're wrong. I'm just not going to do it. I don't know why you are steady trying to have this conversation. I told you what it is. And Mary said, Meredith, she's not saying that she wants you to agree with her. She says have her back, validate her feelings. Like, it may be right or wrong, but at least have her back is what she's saying. And she goes, well, what do you want me to do, Mary? You want me to do cartwheels on the sand for her? Like, what do you want me to do? She goes, I don't care what you do. You can go jump in the ocean. I don't care what you do. She's like, go away. Do something. Tell a story. Go out there and tell a story because you're very boring. And Meredith couldn't say nothing. And I was hollering the entire. I said, you better get it, Mary. She said, yeah, because you're boring. You're boring. I did think it was out of left field for Mary to do this. I'm not going to lie. But once again, this is Meredith, and it was true. So I'm not mad at Mary for doing this, but it was out of left field. Mrs. Best, did you feel a way about Mary confronting Meredith with validating Lisa's feelings? Did you think it was odd, or how did you feel?
No, because Meredith loves to get upset at other people, but nobody calls out Meredith or Lisa. That's why this season and this show has gotten to the point that it is. Nobody wants to call out those two. And when Jen Shaw was here, nobody wanted to face her. So I feel like people need to call Meredith out. Meredith thinks that because she talks about the lies and the nastiness, that she's not nasty. She's throwing water on people. She's doing shit that she's only getting away with, honestly, because she's a white woman that look like if she don't get an insurer that she may fall over. So it's one of those things. Meredith needs to understand sometimes, like, you're doing all of this on the show, but nobody tunes into the show for Meredith. And half of the one-liners that Meredith has that gets repeated, we're laughing at you, baby, not with you. Because she's low-key, sorry, Meredith, low-key a joke. Like, I don't care for Meredith. I do think Angie was messy as it relates to Meredith. But Mary, I almost sometimes feel like Meredith expects for Mary to be on her side and allow Meredith to get away with BS just because Meredith was the person who was friends with Mary when everyone else tried to ice her out. But friendships don't matter if they're strategic. Be there because you want to, not because of what it will do for you on the show. So you're a snooze, like Mary said, and in that order.
I 100% agree with that. I feel like that is also something that that's why I have a disdain for Meredith, because it kind of feels like you want people to follow you blindly. But when people ask the same of you, you have to agree with it in order for you to follow behind them, or you have to see it for yourself. And it's like, as a friend, we want you to trust. Like, if I'm feeling this way, don't trust whatever I'm saying is happening. It's happening. And the thing about Meredith, you were there to see it, which is why I feel like Meredith had a hand in it. I do. Because to me, it feels like Meredith ain't trying to incriminate herself the same way Lisa is. I was with Meredith, period.
Everybody existing on the cast, what I see a lot of the people who watch this show doing, because y'all know I don't care for this show, I'm here for James. Everybody on this cast who's an OG cast member, with the exception of Mary and maybe Whitney, in my opinion, is guilty and has something to do with outing Bronwyn. It's just how I feel. They've all done it at one point or another. They're all sneaky. They all lie. Heather lied about Jen Shaw and that damn black eye on production and will probably lie about more. She's also somebody who's a pick me and has to follow along and be liked. Angie is desperate for attention. She's also a pick me, just in a different way. So she's going to do whatever keeps her on the show. Meredith has been known and caught to do these things, and Lisa's shady as well. All of them probably had a hand in it. Because if you go back to the reality Von Tees, niggas was so upset with Monica that they wasn't paying attention to the fact that each one of these ladies were incriminated as someone who has leaked stuff intentionally to the blogs to hurt a castmate or to expose a castmate. So for them to continue this narrative season after season, somebody comes on the show, then somebody ends up leaking stuff. Like, it's tired and it doesn't make any sense. Afternoon, this is me.
I agree. And see, and this is my problem with the whole run to the blogs, tell this, tell that. They're all guilty of doing it. I saw it for Monica on the show. I thought she made a great housewife. I want her back on the show because I feel like she would be stellar, especially with this group of ladies. Like, if we could swap out maybe Meredith for Monica, I would actually be cool with that. But I do agree with this. Lisa was being delusional with this, because to me, you want someone to follow you blindly that you called a garbage whore that effed everybody in New York City. I'm sorry, I'm not one of those people that will let that go, because there's no way I could be friends with you after you said that on a hot mic moment. You knew what you was doing, so that's why I said I don't really blame Meredith for not following blind behind Lisa. But I understood Mary's point. It's like, okay, well, she wants you to validate. This is what she's saying. She's not saying she wants you to agree with her. She just wants you to validate her. That's all. She sure do. Probably more than anybody else on here. That's why I said she ain't as slick as people want her to believe. I think she gets away with that innocent little girl, as Mary calls her, little look. But I see right through Whitney. Whitney full of shit too. But we're gonna go ahead and move it along. So the ladies have this zombie like inspired dinner where the ship crew actually dressed up the boat the yacht to make it look, of a graveyard, and have little cute little trinkets everywhere. And overall, I thought it was nice. What was interesting, though, to me is that Heather and Bronwyn have been getting along the entire time. And Heather says in her confessional, which, Heather, you full of shit too. Heather says in her confessional that she actually is mad that she didn't take the time to get to know Bronwyn better instead of judging her right away, because she really enjoyed Bronwyn. She likes, the energy that she brings. And I say, Heather, ain't you something? Because you was dead set on, alienating this lady and trying to get her off the show, and was so mad about that husband not having no prenup with her and trying to judge her for her situation. Now you like her and everything. And now, since she following behind you with this Lisa shit, now you like, oh, I love Bronwyn now. I can't stand that. Mrs. Best, did you feel a way about that too, or was it just me?
No, when Heather did that. It bothered me, but with Heather, I expect it. Because it's misery loves company. I also view that as jealousy, because why do you care if someone has a prenup or not? Why do you care?
Okay, Shani said Monica made a point on her review last week when Thanos told Lisa, so what if you're the one who leaked it? Who cares? Yeah, and I watched, I do watch her and Carlos recap the show together. And Monica said that in Carlos' reviews that Heather was the one feeding shit to Reality Von Teese through the beautician. And I said that in my recap on season 4, I said that I do believe it was Heather and Tanisha, and they just threw it on Monica because
they showed the proof on the show. People just overlooked it.
Yep.
For this big moment.
Yep.
Which is common if there's a lot of other stuff going on, but the proof has been shown that Heather has something to do with it. That's why I say all of these ladies, they're lucky they have a show going. But if you look at all the original ladies who I think are full of shit and always in some stuff, leaking stuff, Heather, Lisa, and Meredith, it's like, honestly, y'all are the least interesting on this show. They keep having to hire new people because when it's just them, y'all can't keep us entertained. Mary left, the show almost died. So I wish that they would stop with the leaking and discussing stuff getting out to the press and just give us a fucking show. I can't remember the last time I saw any franchise of Housewives an episode where the press and the tabloids and social media did not come up. Like,
Well, because what they need to stop doing, I'm going to make this point. They need to stop letting the cast members produce.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem. They do it with Giselle on Real Housewives of Potomac. They do it with Kyle on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Heather and I feel like Lisa have a hand in production too, where they're trying to set shit up on somebody to make it this aha moment. Y'all, if y'all don't have creative directors, which is why I feel like I want Carlos to hire Sonny back for Love and Marriage Huntsville. Because I feel like Sonny kept the shit going and it was entertainment. Once she left, that's when the show went to hell. I feel like y'all need creative directors if that's the case. If y'all really cannot think of some shit and y'all have to put it in the hands of your cast members, nothing will ever be authentic on the show. That's just my opinion on it. Kevin says Monica being on season 4 of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City is why it is doing well now. I'm just saying. It was Monica and also Mary. I have to give the credit to Mary because we didn't know what Monica was going to bring, but we know when the whole entire cast, when Bravo made the cast members do that commercial that says Mary is back, that's when a lot of people were like, okay, Mary's back. I'm watching. Like there were so many comments that said Mary's back. I'm watching it now. We needed Mary.
Black people.
For the black people, for
Black
us.
Community wanted Mary back, but we are not the higher population of people watching the show. I would give more credit to Monica than Mary, because there's still people upset that Mary's back for whatever dumbass reason. But yeah, Monica definitely helped make it interesting. But either way, without Mary's punchlines, and which she does unintentionally and naturally, which is why people like and laugh at her, without her and Monica, and prior to that season, without Mary and the racist Jenny Nguyen, and without Jen Shaw and Mary's comments, like we're not watching the show for Meredith. We're not watching the show for Lisa. We've never watched the show for Heather, not since season 1. And they're behaving like they just know in their head that they're the reason we're all watching, and they're like, not. I mean, if we want to see them suffer, then yeah, but other than that, no.
I wasn't feeling Angie that season either. That's when I really didn't like her. She said, Mary, come on over, girl. Come sit with us. Mary said, I'm not coming over there to sit with y'all. Don't even talk to me.
She was in that damn RV bus or that party bus eating her Filet-O-Fish from McDonald's.
Yes, like y'all understand that shit was just pure comedy. Like it was just like this is what we missed. That's why I said we didn't realize what Monica was going to bring at that point. We didn't realize it until later on. That's why I said Mary did. I think Mary opened the door and Monica flew in and took over. That's really what happened. If y'all really want to be like clear, that's really what saved the show. But anywho, y'all, we got to go on. We got to talk about this bullshit. So they're at dinner. Everyone's dressing up in their, attire, their zombie. Even the crew did it. I was actually pretty surprised because I know me. I would have got fired that day. I'm not dressing up as any goddamn thing but me. If I'm on the clock, I'm not following no theme. I am not. This is not Michael Jackson's Thriller. I'm not your Milton Bradley. This is not your Christmas. You're not finna play with me like this. I'm going to serve, and that is it. Okay? Okay. So
don't ever work at hospitality. Don't ever work in hospitality, Fred.
We know. I know I don't belong in hospitality. I'm very sweet, very pleasant, and a very attentive person. And I draw the line with having to be inspired or be procreative of art and costumage. I draw the line there because I'm not going to do all that. I will definitely be attentive, but yeah, that ain't for me. That's not
some cat ears or something. Oh, I always give them like a little.
I'm not doing none of that damn shit. That's why when I worked at Starbucks, they didn't put me on the schedule for Halloween because I wasn't coming in no costume. I was coming in as me because I work 2 jobs. I'm tired. I got to come here and work my second shift. I'm done. So no, I did not work on. I have never worked when I worked in hospital. Starbucks is the closest thing I've worked to in hospitality. When I tell you every manager I had, because I worked there for 6 years, every manager that I had never put me on a schedule for Halloween for that purpose. Because they encouraged us to wear costumes. I was not wearing one. So they skipped me over that day. Yeah.
Be glad you left. They closing a lot of Starbucks all over the country.
Absolutely. Let's remember Mary was the initial draw for RHO SLC. I agree with you, Mrs. Best.
Nobody would have watched this show ever if Mary
that.
and her storyline did not come. But she is not what's keeping people back. She's keeping the Black community there, but I don't think she's what's keeping it there.
I wouldn't say necessarily she brought us the hood and the truth. I will say she brought us something different. Like she was a regular everyday person that just started a business. And I like that element. I do. I feel like Bravo needs to showcase that more versus people who pretend to have it, because quiet as it's kept, almost more than half of these ladies did not have the money they have today because before the show, if we really want to get particular. So I really think that she brought like a human quality of like someone who's making it month to month, having a business. You know, we all saw that what is that chime card she had on that one episode. Like Monica regular like everybody else. She may not be regular now. She may have, you know, bumped up that income a little bit more because she's been able to parlay into other reality TV ventures. But as far as when she first got on the show, though, she was everyday regular. That Range Rover had 133,000 miles on it, you know, thanks to her mama out in that shit. So yeah, no, she was very much a regular person. Yeah. Mary. So, and y'all have to remember, Mary's the reason why SLC exists anyway, because they built the show around Mary. So all of these ladies should be kissing her ring, really, if we really want to be true, because they were not coming to Salt Lake City until they heard about Mary and her step grandfather. Mm-hmm. That was the whole purpose of why they even came, because I heard about Mary before this show even got picked up. So yeah, James being a Sour Patch Kid. Yeah, I know. I worked at Starbucks back in the day in NYC. Ooh, I couldn't imagine. I could not imagine. I know y'all stay busy. I could not imagine. But anyway, y'all. So the conversation then, you know, parlays to Brittany because she gets seasick. You know, the boat was, Heather said the boat's rocking, because Heather was drunk as hell. But Heather said the boat's rocking, y'all. It's setting the mood. Brittany gets sick, and so she throws up overboard. And as she's throwing up, the waiter is bringing over tequila shots. I bet you it was that damn Vita tequila. But he brings over tequila shots, and Brittany takes one and she drinks it. And Meredith goes, "Why are you drinking and you just threw up?" And Brittany said, "Why is it any of your business?" And Meredith said, "Okay." And you know, that's just a question I just asked, because it was just bizarre that you would take their drink and just start drinking and everything. And everyone's all like, well, maybe she's just trying to, you know, kill a buzz or something. Like, it's probably not that serious. I've never heard of someone throwing up and then taking a drink right after. Usually people, that's you? Please explain, Fran.
I did it at your house.
When did you throw up?
Oh, in your bathroom.
Oh, okay.
You didn't know. I'm very, like...
Yeah, she didn't tell me, so I wouldn't know.
But, yeah. I mean, even outside of that, like, I've been the person out, if I'm out with the group, drink a little much, it's like, hold on, let me get the devil out of me. Okay, let's put some water in. Let's get right back to it. If you got food with you or you're out, may as well suck it. You know, I'm also the person that wakes up with a hangover, and only if I'm not home, give me a Bloody Mary or some other form of alcohol, just a little bit, just to knock the edge off. It works for me. I don't know why. But I also don't drink like that anymore. James will tell you. Like,
yeah, she doesn't. Yeah, it took us 2 days to get through a bottle of wine.
Shout out to Mr. Best.
Right, I did drink with them. I'm not too big on wine, but I will drink a sweet Moscato every now and then.
James looking at my husband at one point. He had that. Oh wow, he drank like a real nigga. Oh Lord, had that look.
Yeah, because I
Diddy with our one glass watching the Braxtons in shambles.
Yes. I don't think she was throwing up either. I also agree with you, Shani. I think she was doing this for attention too.
You didn't see anything come out of her mouth, and the camera was right there. So if you're going to throw up, Brittany, make sure something comes out. Why are you holding your cup? Most people would have left the cup.
Right.
That's the thing. Some people throw up and come back. But I love wine too.
I'm getting there, Kevin Reynolds. I'm not there yet. I think I got a couple more years. Maybe when I turn 40, that's when I'll turn over the leaf to start drinking wine.
You just have to get like better I think if you drink better quality wines, you'll like them.
Well, see, no, because I want to do a wine tour. Like I've been saying, let's go to Napa and do a wine tour. But Napa don't like us, color
Oh, they
folks.
do.
So
We all up and through Napa now.
are we really? Okay, I need to drive through.
Napa's population, there's more Hispanics and other races than there are the colorless now, because it's so expensive to live everywhere else. So you got all the people moving out there. It's cheap. So
Oh, Shani, they would love you in Phoenix if you still could do this. I'm trying to tell you, they love a lady that can out drink some dudes under the table.
the guys in Phoenix, so I just remember the last time I went with you, not this time, when we was in the clubs. They were a fun time.
They were. They love someone that can drink out here. I'm telling you, they love somebody that can drink. It's so crazy. And then if you really threw up, why would you not go to brush your teeth and clean your mouth before you sit back down at the table and start drinking liquor?
That's the thing. Brittany, I'm glad somebody caught that out, because it was very clear that she was pretending to throw up. Now, people do throw up and then get back to drinking. People do it. I'm one of those people. However, I'm also that person that if I got to throw up, I don't have time to make it around the whole aft of the damn boat and to the other part to get over the rail to throw up. If I got to throw up, whatever can hold my vomit is where it's going to go. Whether it's a trash can, a sink, the toilet. I've never seen anybody hold a cup and just, oh my gosh. And then even while throwing up, holding the cup, didn't hold her hair back. I'm like,
Shani said, I can't no more. I'm an older lady now. It's okay, but I'm just saying, in Phoenix, they would love you out here for that. But we got to move on, y'all, because we got to get to Mrs. Best's live. We already late. But moving on, y'all. Brittany brings up to Meredith that she had saw on TikTok that this lady accused Seth of, having some information that Seth got a whole mistress out here. And Meredith said, that is not true. My husband does not have a mistress. I don't know what you're talking about. You always make up lies. And this is what I'm talking about. And she picks up her thing and throws it. She goes, oh, now you're throwing your saw at me, Meredith? Now you're throwing stuff at me? She goes, no, I'm telling you, I cannot take these lies no more from you. I've had enough of you. You've lied since you came on this show, and I am tired of it. And it's a to be continued. And I said, Meredith, here you go with this shit again.
Meredith, you're a fucking bully, you fake ass waterbending bitch. You're a bully in need of a BBL, and I'm tired of you. I'm tired of you, Meredith. I don't like Brittany, and I'm mad that Meredith is making me defend her. Now, Brittany was bullshitting about throwing up. Brittany was bullshitting about Jared. Brittany's bullshitting about her kids. Brittany appears to be a terrible partner, spouse, and mother. We cannot deny that. However, Meredith, you go off on this lady whenever you get the opportunity to do it. You get mad at this lady for the smallest things when Lisa has said far worse and has done way worse.
Preach.
You have not hollered at her like this. You should have threw water at Lisa and been calling yourself a waterbender when that hot mic moment happened. But you handled that with grace. Stop picking on the new girl. Stop using your kids trying to have a moment and be relevant on their show. Stop with the lies and the nastiness, which is you. Just stop. I'm tired. Why is Meredith still on this show? Meredith needs to be devoted to a friend of. She doesn't give. We don't care to see her family. We're not entertained by them. Her kids are boring, and we don't even feel comfortable commenting on them the way that she acted seasons 1 to 3 about her kids being mentioned. Put her away, because honestly, white women like Meredith are dangerous. Meredith could step on a Lego in somebody else's house and find a way to sue you. That's the type of woman she gives. I'm sick of her. I'm sick of her. And Brittany, you kind of suck too, so you can go too. Because you shouldn't be that easy of a target, dumb bitch. You just should not.
I will say this about Brittany, and then we're going to end it, y'all, because we have to get to Mrs. Best channel. I will say this about Brittany. Brittany, you are exactly your character on the Mistletones, the movie with Tia Mowry. You are exactly the woman you play in that movie. And if y'all ain't never seen the movie Mistletones with Tia Mowry, y'all need to go watch it, because Brittany plays Stacy in that movie. And when I tell you she is the exact replica of that lady, she is typecasted like hell, because she's exactly that character. And that character was really fucking stupid. So we're going to go ahead and move on from there, y'all. This was Real Housewives. Hold on, let me read a couple comments real quick. I'm being rude. Hey, DJ, why don't you play that song? Keep me down. So that's how you really feel about Meredith.
It's the thing with Meredith is she just gives regular rich lady that don't need to be on TV. She does it. She freaks out on the smallest things. She reminds me of Vicky Gunvalson season 1 of RHOC.
And I can't stand her.
That is
I can't stand when I tell y'all I can't stand that lady for the life of me. I cannot stand her. Oh my gosh. That's why I don't watch Real Housewives. See, I tried. I saw that lady and I said, nope, can't do it again. Can't do it. Nope, sorry, y'all. I love y'all, but no. They were rude. They were rude, but he was full of shit too, because he was trying to, make his mac on whoever would give him an ounce. So
I can't shit either. I need
to
watch Below Deck because
I got that same vibe. Yep, go ahead and say it. Yeah. I'm definitely, if I'm not watching, I don't watch Below Deck, but I'm definitely gonna watch this episode of Below Deck to see if my opinion changes. But that captain was full of shit too. But anyways, y'all, that's it. That was Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. This was a really good episode. I can't wait to see next week's episode. I want to see what Meredith and that tantrum did on that plane that everyone keep talking about, that we probably not going to see for ourselves to judge. But yeah, what you say? It looked like Brittany was throwing it at him and he was blocking it with everything he had. I don't know if he was necessarily blocking it. I don't think he wanted to be seen on camera. Because I do feel like he would toss it up to Brittany if she really threw it on him without them cameras being there. I do. I feel like he would. That's just my opinion. Based on how I'm looking at him and how he come off on the TV, it looked like he would have threw it at Brittany had them cameras not been there. Just saying. But that's it, y'all. We're going to head over to Mrs. Best channel so we can do our regular schedule program of Real Housewives, reality TV, Wife Swap, Real Housewives of Reality, whatever that shit is called. And then we have Love and Hip Hop Miami, the premiere episode on Mrs. Best channel. So let's hurry up and go on over there so we can go ahead and get our seats, because not Real Housewives, Love and Hip Hop was a mess and I got a lot of opinions. I'll see you guys there. Bye-bye.